Let's be honest for a minute. Nikki Haley isn't winning the Republican nomination for president. She's lost the first three states, four if you count Nevada, but don't count Nevada because it was kind of a mess. And Saturday's embarrassing loss in her home state was not a good look. But there are a few takeaways to Haley's loss on Saturday in South Carolina. The first is the Republican Party that elected Nikki Haley governor in 2010, it really doesn't look the same. She was swept in during the Tea Party wave in 2010, governed as a centrist for the most part, and that was slightly off putting to the racially charged politics of the Tea Party crowd. But Republicans who were Tea Partiers in 2010 kind of abandoned those traditional things that made them an initial force: government debt, bank bailouts, and taxes, and they kind of became the acolytes of Donald Trump's MAGA movement. South Carolina was sort of a ground zero for both. Like many Tea Partiers, they fell for Donald Trump's bombastic rhetoric and celebrity cult of personality, and it's thriving in those circles today, even with all of the baggage that he has. Saturday, Haley got trounced in the Palmetto State. She won under 40% of the vote and won three counties, but they were the three with the most educated voters, the counties that have Charleston, Hilton Head Island, and Columbia. Those are also the parts of South Carolina that have the most transplants from less rural or conservative states. But that result shows two things for Donald Trump. One, he has the GOP nomination locked up if he can keep himself out of prison, which is easier said than done at this point. But the results in Iowa, New Hampshire, and now South Carolina also show Donald Trump is incredibly weak in the general election. Look, most Republicans are going to get on board with Trump, so it's not like 40 or 50% of Republicans are going to stay home on November 5th. But there's a certain portion of them who are absolutely not voting for Donald Trump. Donald Trump's favorability among Republicans is something like 85 to 15. It's massive. And most of them think Joe Biden is both a senile old man and a criminal mastermind at the same time. So they're not voting Democrat. But among independents, that's where things go bad for Trump. He drops to under 30% favorable and has an unfavorable pushing 70%. Trump won in 2016 because white working class voters and independents really did not like Hillary Clinton. Trump lost in 2020 because he was deeply disliked by moderates and independents. And those numbers aren't getting any better. And to think there's going to be some change in Donald Trump's personality that will embolden him to moderate suburban independent women between now and November is like thinking Taylor Swift is going to dump Travis Kelce for me. The only thing propping up Trump's chances at this point is how poorly Joe Biden is doing among the electorate. He's done a pretty bad job in office, though not like buddying up to Putin or anything. And voters' concerns about his age are real and fair. But unlike many primary contenders in her position, Nikki Haley would have been done a long time ago, but she's still raising money and can still push through Super Tuesday on March 5th. Now, she'll probably get trounced there for the most part. Maybe she'll win a state. And her strategy may be just to keep running, to see if Trump finds himself a convicted felon before the RNC in July and makes her the immediate leader in the clubhouse for the nomination. But there's a long way to go before that.